But anyways, oh, that thing that we see in the trunk that looks just like this, that actually went there, I believe. That's for that. Whatever. This car just needs a whole hell of a lot of work, and it's work that's going to take probably a couple of years to do at my rate. So we'll put the trunk door down, and I got the key. I'm not going to lock the car doors because I don't bother, because if we need to get into this thing, we can without any issues. Alrighty, so the ion is out. That board I guess could have came ahead a little bit more, but whatever. It's the tire's on there enough that it won't hurt it. So the ion's back outside again. Car's probably not looking forward to that, but I'm going to get a cover for it, and I'll take care of that. So that's a whole winter's worth of piss and oil. It must have been leaking in two places, because that board right there is the most soakedest. That one's a little bit soaked. So they must have been must have been dripping quite a bit. You think that during the winter it would have slowed down a little bit, but maybe that kind of oil doesn't. I don't know. So what I'm going to probably end up doing now is that's probably it. I could get the John Deere going. The thing is, I want to do a video on that as well, and this video is too long for that, so I'm going to probably do that sometime when I'm done editing this video, and then we should be good. So my game plan would be, if we got the farm-all in here, the farm-all would be a lot smaller than the car, so the farm-all could probably go right here, and that should give me plenty of room to get around it if I have to and work around it. And do whatever I have to do there. And then I got plenty of room where I can put parts and stuff if I have to. I'm going to, obviously before I put the farm-all in here, if we do get it out, I'm going to sweep my floor clean. Obviously, get this crap out. This is all winter's worth of shit right here. And it's nice to have a big shop again. But it was so stupid, because this winter, it wasn't even that bad, so the car could have sat out. Like, well, you don't know how every winter's going to be. You don't know if it'll be a good winter or it'll be a bad winter. You can't go by what the Weather Channel says, because they're always fucking wrong. Yes, even the famous Weather Channel, they can get shit wrong too. They're a lot better than our local weather people, but you know, there's just no way you can predict that kind of stuff. So, yeah, freaking rights. So, must have been maybe dripping some oil there or something. No, I think it's actually, it's supposed to just be some wetness. But yeah, I think the farm-all will fit in here just fine. I was even thinking maybe I would have to take the muffler off in order for it to fit. I don't really know if I have to. It should clear it. If not, well, we'll just pull it off. It's no big deal. It'll come off. So, but I know some people were looking forward to seeing the farm-all. I know Matt is, well, he's really interested in seeing it. Well, he's interested in probably because he's now going to be seeing it from our point of view. Why, I don't know, because he's got the exact same tractor as us. I think it's just a little bit, it's a different setup. He's set up for plowing. Ours is set up for mowing, cutting hay. So, but, I mean, there's not a whole heck of a lot he's got to do to his tractor. I mean, our tractor would probably need a complete rebuild, which is not something I really want to do. And if I had to do it, I want my uncle to be around to help, because he knows a little bit more about these motors than I do, so a little bit of extra help wouldn't hurt. I know I can get help from people on YouTube, but that's, you know, reading it and actually seeing it are two totally different things. I would rather see it than hear it because at least I can actually, you know, really know what I'm doing. I can physically see what's wrong and what's not. So, um, well, yeah. You guys probably noticed too, I didn't really let the car run all that long. Well, that's just because there wasn't really no real reason to. It got up to operating temperatures pretty quick. Um, it was actually running okay. I don't know what the hell it is with that motor. It's like that motor. I thought that motor would be lugging when it starts. It started up like it was nothing. Now, do mind you, that is a pretty big battery. That battery is really meant to crank her good. So, because that's a what is it? Is that like a 900 cold cranking that battery? Meaning it's gonna turn that motor, even if it's probably minus 50 out. It's gonna try to turn that motor no matter what. I know that when my sister had it, and it was sitting outside at minuses, you know, it fired up. She was a little cranky, but she did it. So looks like these guys are planning their next tree removal. And they were over here at the neighbor's yard too, but they kind of freaked off on that plan. So, but his wife left the barrel thing behind, so kind of blew over from the wind. But whatever, that's their problem, not mine. So the game plan now, since I got the car out, I guess it would be to clean this floor up and yeah, just clean it up. Then after that, I'm probably going to want to get the John Deere going, and then yeah, get the John Deere going, grease it up, get my uncle down here at some point and remove those blades, depending on how he wants to do it. Most of the times we just disconnect the deck now and take the blades off. Even though that's a pain in the ass as well. We need to get some more ramps. That's what we need to invest in, some more ramps. We don't have to keep taking the deck off to just remove those frickin' blades. I like to remove the deck though because I can grease it a hell of a lot easier. I can grease the drive shaft and stuff. I don't know if I greased it last year. I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, it doesn't need grease anyway. It's probably pretty sloppy with grease anyway, but, you know, I like to over-grease my stuff, so. But yeah, I'm going to, maybe next month, if my YouTube money shows up, I'm going to order a cheap cover for the car. Now, what that cover is going to do, that's just going to keep, it's just going to keep the leaves off it. Because as you guys see when I was blowing it out with the gun, there was a lot of leaves and stuff, and a lot of that was caked on there pretty good. Well, that's what 2-3 years worth of, you know, leaves and crap falling on it, and I never cleaned it or anything, so you know I just left it, and I'm probably gonna want to clean it, you know, before it goes anywhere to get repaired. I'm going to want it to look decent so they don't think it's just going to be a piece of junk. But, because if it looks more like a piece of junk, then they're going to say, well, it's not really worth it. You know, if it looks all dirty and filthy, they're like, what's the point of it? You don't seem to care about it anyway. So, you know, that's just how some people roll. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wash it and clean it. I'm not going to wax it or anything. And then I'll wax it maybe when it's running. That's going to take a hell of a lot of wax. I'm going to have to try to get my hands on a big buffer or something. The electric buffer, and buff the living shit out of it. But it's nice to have it out of here. It could have stayed out all winter, but I didn't know it was going to be a good winter. I thought it would be, 10 feet of fucking snow on the ground, and here we only had like a foot for the whole year. So, a foot ain't nothing. So, could have sat out. Last year, it should have been in the shop, because I think last year we had gotten quite a bit of snow, and it was pretty covered in snow, so it could have stayed in. Again, you don't know what every year's like, so you kind of just have to figure around with it and see what the hell happens. So You just got to gamble pretty much. And I gambled with it this year, and it ended up being a good year. And I figured, well, yeah, I could have went and plowed all the snow open, and got the car running in the middle of winter and parked it out. But then if you did that, you could have all of a sudden gotten, 10 feet of snow in one night, So, but at least it had a good year break. It's only going to be sitting outside for a few more weeks. Well, it's going to be sitting out for the rest of the summer, but it's going to be under cover for most of the summer. So the cover will help protect it and keep it looking nicer, so the weather doesn't get to it too bad. And it looks like, or if you guys remember a few videos back, our poor little, he's dead now. I must have stepped on him. Or either that or the car ran him over. That is our little caterpillar that I found crawling around in the shop here a few months ago. And it started getting cold again. And I guess he didn't survive. I thought he would survive in here, but I guess it does get kind of nibbly cold in here. But he's dead. I guess I must have stepped on him. So we'll have to pick him up and get him out of here. He can, I guess, become fertilizer for my lawn or something. But man, I guess this stuff here has been sitting for about 2 years. I've just been too damn lazy to move it. So shop definitely needs a major overhaul and cleanup. Got too much junk laying around here again, so. But we'll worry about it later. Right now I'm just going to put my hoses back and walk up. I'm going to leave these boxes here for now. I'll clean up that little guy tomorrow or something and figure around with it. So hopefully maybe my uncle and me can come up with a plan for getting the farm all here in the shop. And if I was looking at the correct parts, I think we need new gaskets for the motor. I went and looked on that website that Matt was telling me about, and I believe they sold what we were looking for. So I don't know if it was head gaskets that were blown. I don't think you leak oil through them. I think that they sold oil pan seals. So if that's what's leaking, I can get them there. I don't know for sure if they sold the exhaust pipe that I was looking for. I think they do, but I might have been looking at the wrong ones. But I punched in Farm A, and that's what was giving me. So. But everything they were showing was for everything bigger than an A, B and up. But it must be there somewhere. So, but I'm not going to worry about the exhaust pipe. I'm going to worry about maybe getting the motor running. Well, the first thing that we're going to do if we do get it here in the shop is we're going to take all the. Shut up! You're ruining my video. We're going to ditch all the mower stuff because we're never going to need it. We're never going to run that setup. I don't even know what happened to the sickle bar part of it, but it's gone. It's probably sitting somewhere around here. Or at the farm, I mean. So it would be awesome to get her in here and strip her down a little bit and get her running. And the seat's probably going to need to be sandblasted and repainted. I think that's pretty rusted through. Or it's not rusted through, but it's got a lot of surface rust on it, so if you were to sit on it, you'd have it all over your pants, and who wants to have rusty pants? So it's probably going to need a good sandblasting as well. So I hit like a motorcycle or something. That's weird. But yeah, so that is what the game plan is. Hopefully maybe we can get it. My grandma was thinking next month, or this month coming up, which would be, I guess, next month, whatever. We'll try and get it out if we can, and maybe get it in here if we can. I'm going to put it not in. I already showed you guys. I'm not going to put it way in the corner. I want it right about where the air compressor is. So from where the air compressor is to about where the end of that table is. or that sawhorse. So right in this general area, it should be good enough for it. Because it's not really that big of a tractor. I don't know why Matt's looks so much bigger, but maybe his is a high crop. I don't know. It probably is because it's set up for plowing, so it's probably a high crop. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, this will obviously be probably a 2-part or 3-part video, so that's going to take up quite a few days. But whatever, that's no big deal. Probably have to get the John Deere going pretty soon. Get the blades off and sharpen that and get that ready too. So, oh yeah, and the trimmer and the tiller. All that's going to be due for an oil change as well. So, but yeah. So for now, anyways, guys, I'm going to probably. Oh wow, it was leaking oil there, but it never leaked it on the box. So that's interesting. Guess I had put it there too late. Yeah. So I guess that's it. I'm going to take off, and I'll finish cleaning up. I'm going to just put the hoses away, call it good, and then hopefully maybe next month or a little after we'll have a tractor in here. And we'll work on that, tinker around with her, get her. I don't know if we'll get it going this year or not, but we could sure damn well get it ready to be going. As long as the motor's not seized. If it's seized, we're going to have a bitching time trying to figure out how to get that to turn over. You could probably just let it soak in some PB Blaster or something like that, just to free it up again. That's probably they might even make some kind of a special oil that you can pour on your cylinders or whatever, and they'll probably break them free after a while if it sits in them long enough. So that's always an option too, I guess. I don't really know. So as long as we get it in here, I'm fine with it, because it's not going to be sitting in that building anymore. That's bullshit. So anyway, guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.